Okay, one more try at Drum Buddy demonstration video number 1. In this video, I'm just going to take you through every single knob and feature on the top and the front, and briefly how to put different cards into your can, and then I'll cover other stuff like service and playing through the Drum Buddy in other videos. So, let's go. The basics. The first thing to know, here's your speed control, by the way. BPM, big silver knob up there. Light dimmer looks like your typical light dimmer knob. These are the on-off switches for every oscillator. It is color-coded, so the blue button is the momentary on for the sound that comes from the blue pipe. Red, red, green, green, yellow, yellow, white, white. And the knobs that apply to that are the same color as the pipe affect that sound. Same with down here. This is your general mixer. So the blue light is the knob for the volume knob for this. Red, volume, etc., etc. So let's turn one sound on at a time. Get a tempo. Turn the light all the way up, and this is your blue kick sound. And this is the only knob that has any control over that one. It's kind of like a little filter. Red is the snare. It's got a toggle switch that says bip and bop. Bip, bop. So it's kind of like a high snare sound and a tom drum sound or something. And then the snare also has a sensitivity knob. You can kind of increase the decay and get it so it just barely activates. And I should note that this snare sound, all the sounds really, the reason the can is flat black is so that ambient room light will minimally reflect off of the can from stage lights or room lights or whatever and bounce back into the light sensors and all these periscopes. The red one is particularly sensitive to ambient light. So I'm going to turn this overhead on now. And you hear it starts ticking away. So you can kind of tune that out with the sensitivity knob, but the darker the room you're playing in or the less light on this can, the better. Okay, green. Green is your is the only one that has a pure note. And you've got two tuning knobs for what that note is. You've got a big step. But let's turn this BPM off. The green one, by the way, is the only sound that when light passes by the periscope, it is turned off. The other sounds are turned on or kind of loped on as the light pole passes by their little periscope. The green one is the opposite. So when the can is dark or it's on a dark region, then you're going to get your note. And you've got some steps here. And then a fine tuner here. There's green. All right, next. Yellow. Yellow is kind of the hi-hat, or it's just a white noise circuit run through a pretty intense phase shifter. And you've got all different kind of ways to dial that phase in. You can go fast phase, slow phase. You can EQ the phase. lots of fun to be had with the yellow white noise. Let's see how we're doing. Last but not least, the classic drum buddy space sound. That's white. You've got one tuning knob for that. It's kind of an EQ. And this would be a good time to tell you about the momentary switches. So, when the toggle is the on-off switch, it's off, you can momentarily so it allows you to rhythmically play any of these by tapping the buttons with your thumbs, and you can move the can around at the same time, and that's how you get into all the scratch style drum buddy stuff. And since we're talking about the can and moving the can around, it is very important that you never ever grab this platter or move this platter. What you want to do is slide the can around on top of this platter. And what I've done is there's a felt platter, so that helps it slide around, but also I put a washer on there, and if it's not quite moving slick enough, then you can put another washer on there and really make it slide around. And whenever you're changing cards, changing cans, turn the motor off, turn the light off, and gently pull it straight up and off like that. And now I'm going to show you how to change out the card. So these little hair clips, they're just like dollar store hair clips. They help keep the card in place. And the can is marked with a little line there, and also on the inside with two little arrows exactly where that card should meet. So the beat we had in there just now was called the Snake. I don't know if you can see that. Snake. Now let's put Hoppity Boy on there. Well, I wonder what that is. So I'm going to fold the, maybe you can see better over here. I'm going to fold the card, kind of press it down and try to align it right with that line. And you'll see when it's in place because the holes will match up with the blank holes here. Put some clips on. With the flat side out so that the clip's not sticking out and doesn't bump into those pipes. Slide it on gently. There, we're good to go. Light up. I'm going to turn all the mixer down. Turn all the switches on. One last thing that I want to show you is these three knobs on the front is a global delay, and by global I mean that this delay affects the total output. It affects all of the final mix of all five of these sounds. And it's not labeled, but it's a very basic 3-knob analog delay. The center is the amount of reverb, turning that up all the way. This is your delay time. And if you mess with that, it does that nice analog delay pitch bend thing. feedback. That's how many repeats. So that's it. And you can get some really cool things going between the rhythm of this phaser and the delay time. There's all kind of polyrhythms you can make happen with those three speed options. So that's it. And the final thing, here's your on-off switch. The key. Do not lose the key. Oops. That was going to be the perfect ending. I fucked it up.